I have just finished reading Eeny Meeny by MJ Aldridge, and let's talk about it. Firstly, what is the book about? This is the first book in the series of D.I. Helen Grace, where she solves many crimes and many murders. It seems that pairs of victims are being abducted and given the terrible choice of kill or be killed. They are imprisoned in an abandoned swimming pool, which is like a diving pool where, if you know diving pools, they are very deep without water and there's no ladder to get out, and they are literally forced to stay in there until one of them goes mad and kills the other person. Now, it is quite dark and it is quite brutal. Helen Grace definitely has her own problems, her own demons, while trying to solve this case at the same time. I quite liked that about her. She kind of kept it real. She kept trying to do her job despite everything. I think, you know what? Give her a break. This is her first mission that we know of meeting her, and I think she did pretty well. The book itself, the chapters are very short, so I flew through this. I've read MJ Aldridge before, which was his Eye for an Eye back last year, and that was the reason why I ended up reading this one, because I wanted to read more of his. But this book is 10 years old, and let me tell you now, it showed a certain use of language for transgender people that I felt like you don't really use anymore. It really showed its age. It wasn't necessarily a slur, but it's a very outdated way of calling transgender people. You can tell that the writing has definitely changed in the last 10 years. So I feel like Eye for an Eye was definitely more entertaining, definitely more gripping. I think some bits I just found myself bored, but luckily where the chapters were so short, I was still able to flow through. I gave this 3 stars. It's not the greatest book I've read, but it's also not a terrible book. I think if you're starting out with crime and thrillers, if you're very new to thrillers, I wouldn't recommend this book as a starter, but if you want to look for a series, yeah, I'd say go for it. And will I be keeping this book or unhauling it? I will be keeping it. Make sure to give me a follow, that way you can keep up with the series or read it on Haul It, where I find out in part 2 what book I'll be reading next. And I have a little handy device to help me out with this. As always, remember to read good books, drink good coffee, and make good choices.